Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Today's reading is a collective reading, and we are going to look at what is going on right now and what we need to know. And the reading is called It's Getting Hot in Here. And whoo, am I feeling it today, guys? My AC is out and I live in a warmer climate, and boy, is it getting hot in here, and things are getting spicy. I was talking to one of my friends today and she said that she hasn't been able to sleep for like a week. And so anyway, like the eclipse energy is definitely upon us, and I had a little do-it-yourself project with my air conditioner, so we'll see how that goes, if it fixed it or what. If not, pray for me heartily, and let's go ahead and get into it and see what does Spirit want us to be understanding and working on right now. What does Spirit want us as a collective to be understanding and working on right now, please? What does Spirit want us to be understanding and working on? Ooh, Spirit Guide is on the bottom of the deck, so our guides are close to us right now. They are with us, and I'm just going to use a little bit of an oil that I made some time ago, which has been with me for a long time. So let's go ahead and see. Ooh, new beginnings. That is fabulous, everybody. We are to be focused on new beginnings right now. I am seeing a raccoon in this card. I'm also seeing a gray cat with black on it, or a gray and black cat, or a gray cat with black stripes. And I also see a woman holding a child's face. Okay. Interesting. All right. New beginnings, everybody. I also see a woman touching a child's head. And perhaps a child of yours has had a fever or a headache, or you're feeling kind of warm. It's funny because the reading is called It's Getting Hot in Here. And so perhaps we are the children, and our spirit guides are here to touch our foreheads and say, yeah, it's getting warm. It's getting hot in here with these eclipses. And you can see the sun in the background is rising. And we see the doorway here, this bright red doorway. And I'm going to put this card right here. So Spirit is wanting us all to focus on new beginnings right now. And why is that? Let's ask why that is right now. Spirit, why is this the ideal time for us to be focusing on new beginnings? Tell us why we need to be focused on new beginnings right now. Why is it so important to be focused on new beginnings right now? What is so important that we need to be focused on new beginnings? Okay, why do we need to be focused on new beginnings right now, please? Why focus on new beginnings right now? Okay. Ooh, the Queen of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck, because collective, you've matured to the point and you've earned it, and you're ready to embrace a new phase of reward. Okay. And I am getting something about expectations. Whether it's your expectations or other people's expectations, or even just the expectation that you have put on yourself, okay? And we have the Star card and Inspiration, okay? It's important we focus on new beginnings right now, because there is a highly electric atmosphere right now, and the stars are conspiring for this. And it is a highly inspirational time. Let's see what else we have here. We have the Knight of Swords and drama. Okay. And it's the right time to focus on new beginnings and focus on how we want to change instead of getting involved in old dramas and getting involved in situations with people where they don't keep their promises, or all they really have to add to this situation is confusion, you know, backstabbing, gossip. Like, it's better to raise our consciousness at this time and to focus on what inspires us instead of getting involved in a lot of drama. And you know, focusing on new beginnings right now and what is inspiring us to want to continue is more enlightening at this time than continuing to tell ourselves the same, you know, old boring story that is not even like, that isn't even applicable anymore. And also, you know, kind of like continuing to focus on the way that other people's words have hurt us, or continuing to focus on the way that other people have burst one's bubble just at the time when they needed them. Like, you know, all these things that we can kind of get wrapped up in. It's right now is the time to avoid drama and to focus on the things that inspire us. And perhaps some of you are writing a story right now, or there is some story that you're involved in, or you're writing something right now. We've got the King of Cups and support. Ooh, all right, collective. Clearly, there are two people right now in your life, and one of them offers nothing but drama and nothing but pain and nothing but the same old story. And then there's another one who offers inspiration, support, open-minded, keen on your ideas, willing to listen to what you have to say, okay? And willing to support you in what you're doing and in what you're trying to achieve. Okay, and so that is interesting. Two people here. I was going to call you guys pile number one, collective. Let's see what else we get here. So there's two people right now, and it's a good time for new beginnings because there is support for you. You're mature enough to handle it, Queen of Pentacles. And you've risen above the drama, or you're rising above the old stories and the old petty dramas, okay? And let's see what else we have here. What is Spirit helping you to overcome at this time? Can you show me what is Spirit helping the viewer to? Wow, that's quite a few things. Okay. All right, there's three things here. Actually, all right, one of them is overwhelm. Sharing responsibilities is not a weakness of character. That is very Queen of Pentacles, and the sharing of responsibilities is not weakness of character. In fact, it demonstrates an ability to trust in others and allow them the opportunity to participate. For those of you that have been very overwhelmed and you've been working on something for yourself for a long time, but you're very overwhelmed with where you're currently at with it, I do see more support coming for you. We have mystified. Some things should be left as a mystery to enable us to reflect upon their meanings. Okay, having a reason for everything takes our ability to imagine it. What if? Okay, and you know, the Knight of Swords is maybe a person who needs to have a reason for everything and is obsessed with finding the reason for everything. Okay, some things should be left a mystery to enable us to reflect on their meaning. And, this new beginning, asking you guys to say, like, what really inspires you. Now, if you're a person that constantly is asking why did this person do this? Why is it this way? Why is it that way? Sometimes we really have to let go of that type of mental obsession and understand that at this point, it doesn't even really matter. Do you know what I'm saying, collective? At this point, it doesn't even really matter why. And we don't need to. Sometimes with the Knight of Swords, we can, what's the word? When we, when we need a reason, or we're trying to rationalize everything or justify everything or explain everything, it just gets really tiring. Some things should be left as a mystery to enable us to reflect upon their meanings. And in this case, I do feel like the meaning has to do with comparing and contrasting between two people in your life. Somebody who is supportive, or just what you idealize or want for your future. Like with the Star card, like I want to be around somebody that supports my dreams and supports my inspirations, and someone who understands where I'm at and is supportive of me through that process, versus somebody who is rationalizing everything, needs a reason for everything, always has to be right all the time, is always asking what if, why, all the time. And so this may be a time where it's like there is a particular person in your life where a dialogue with them has gotten very tired, and sometimes I'm all for the intellect and being smart and like pointing things out, but sometimes what we just need is like simple support, like I'm here for you, or how can I help, or versus like somebody, I feel some of you could have somebody in your life who's always kind of like, maybe they have some good points. Maybe they have some really good points to raise. Maybe they have, some intelligent insights to offer you. But at the same time, it kind of feels, I don't feel like you guys like it that much. Okay. And I feel like you guys kind of want to be left alone. All right. And there is something in the mental world here about, not continuing to listen to something if it hurts you or causes pain, and instead maybe pulling away or detaching from that energy, and focusing on what is supporting you rather than than things that are poking holes in what you're trying to do. We have unhappiness here. Searching for contentment is a well-traveled path that can be very elusive. The hunt for happiness may not conclude at the destination, but joy can be found during the journey itself. Yeah, and maybe everything isn't perfect the way you want it right now. Maybe everything is, you're looking to the future for some type of new hope and new beginning. And it's good to focus on that. And it is good to focus on the future right now, I feel, collective. But at the same time, if you're very unhappy with the level of support that someone has been giving you, or if you're very unhappy with the way that someone has been talking to you, or you're just unhappy with life circumstances in general, if you are stable and you do feel inspired with your ideas and the things you're working on, then count yourself very lucky. And I feel like Spirit is saying try to find some happiness in that, right? Because the search for happiness, just a general blanket of happiness, can be very elusive indeed, but it can be found at various points upon the journey itself. And if you've been feeling very overwhelmed, wondering why, and just thinking I'm not happy and I don't know why, like what is going on, okay? Or maybe someone you love and care about has been very unhappy lately, and they're usually very supportive. And you're wondering, like, why are they acting this way, okay? And it's a lot of, you know, distraction for you, collective, especially when you're already feeling very overwhelmed by, you know, and maybe thinking about the future is painful in a way and overwhelming in a way, you know, and just looking at how do you view new beginnings is a good thing to look at right now. Like, how do you view that? Are you, when you think of a new beginning, are you thinking, oh, great, I get to change and I get to do something different than what I thought I was going to do? And, or are you thinking, God, you know, like, ugh, it's so overwhelming. And I get it if you're feeling that way too. Okay. And maybe if somebody who usually is very supportive of you hasn't been that supportive lately and has been kind of cut and dry with you with the Knight of Swords, it could be because they're feeling overwhelmed, you know, or it could be because you're feeling overwhelmed, you know, like maybe everyone's overwhelmed. And that's okay too. That's okay too. Let's get a card from the Unicorn deck here about... a card from the Unicorn deck about what we need to know for right now, please, from the Unicorn deck. What wisdom does the unicorns, what wisdom is the unicorns wanting to share with us? Okay, we have discernment. Ooh, I love that. And I like the look she has on her face. It's like, don't fucking talk behind my back and don't talk shit about me and don't act like you're supporting me if you're not. And for God's sakes, don't lie to me anymore. And I can see right through your bullshit. Okay. So I like her look here. I like the like narrowing of the eyes. It's like, you know, and your discernment really on fire here. Okay. It's getting hot in here. All is not what it seems. Stay true to your knowing. Keep your dreams a secret. Ooh, okay now. And, you know, you guys here needing to have a little discernment about who you talk to, you know, and who you tell what at this time. All is not what it seems. Stay true to your knowing. Keep your dreams a secret. Okay, and interesting. You guys having a really interesting time now with discernment, or an interesting lesson around discernment. Okay, and let's see what else we've got here. Let's pull a couple of astrology cards here. So yeah, not everything is as it seems, and not everybody supports your dreams, and maybe the person that you thought supported your dreams doesn't really support your dreams, and it's like, okay, back to the drawing board, back to the new beginning. Okay, but what I see coming out of it is a lot of stability, and you may feel for yourself, and you may feel really alone with something right now, but you're also purifying your energy. Okay, you're also purifying your third eye, and you're purifying your energy at this time. Okay, even if you are decided, like, I can't keep telling this person everything on my mind, they don't really listen, or their advice that they're giving me is wrong, or whatever the reason is, it's like time for some discernment about what you say and who you say it to. Okay, and that's a very Mercury retrograde thing happening right now. And you know, maybe you guys feel like someone's mad at you as well. All right, about your own discernment and the things that you want and the things that you're wishing for. But we want to focus on a new, clean, pure and clean slate here. And let's go ahead and see what we have here. We have Venus and we have love. Okay, on the bottom of the deck. And it's like, so why isn't this person happy? Or why isn't this love? Or why did they say all of that? Or, you know, all these different things. You know, they seemed so supportive, and they seemed so like, I was so supportive of them, they were so supportive of me. Why the meanness now? Or why the toughness or the meanness? Why? Okay, and kind of maybe overwhelming yourself with some of these questions here. We have the first house and the body, okay? And then we have the 8th house, endings and beginnings. Yep. And yeah, and something about your appearance, I also feel, could be shifting. There's maybe something with your health or your appearance right now that you're not like super happy with. Or I also feel like maybe you guys feel that someone doesn't like the way you look, or you weren't, you know, or you didn't turn them on enough or something like that, okay? And I think what is going on here too is you guys feeling like very sensitive and feeling like what everyone else is doing and saying is directly related to you or directly because of you. And that could be bringing out a lot of anxiety and overwhelm, okay? But sometimes people are just unhappy because they're just emotional and that's where they're at right now. And other times people say too much and they don't really think about what they're saying or the effect it's going to have on you, you know. And I feel like some of you here could be thinking about leaving someone as well, or leaving a situation, or leaving a love situation, not only for your like mental health, but also for your like physical vitality, okay? And perhaps some of you are changing something about the way you look, whether that's through surgeries, whether that's through diets, surgeries, all kinds of different things. But there is, when it comes to your body, there is a need here for, and maybe some of you have been putting off a surgery, or you've been putting off like something that you need to have done, or some type of a procedure or that type of thing, okay? And anyway, that is interesting. Let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have here. Now, of course, the 8th house in astrology is about endings and beginnings. And it's really about endings. It's about the decay of something that is kind of rotting and needs to be let go of, because its time is now up and its time is now over. And you could be having a hard time with an ending right now, viewer, and you know, trying to work through your feelings about that, okay? But there is something here about going through a harsh ending, particularly in love, okay? Going through a harsh ending in a social situation, friendship, love, somebody that you thought had your back, somebody that you thought loved you, whether that's a family member, a friend, or a lover, like somebody that you really thought cared a lot about you and had your back, and it's like, nope, I'm seeing things for what they are now. And it's been painful. You know, the 8th house can be very painful. And the 8th house can also be like where there's a history of things being very painful and hidden. Let's see what else here. Let's see what else here. It also could be somebody hiding something about their body out of insecurity, is another thing that I'm getting, is hiding something about the body out of insecurity. All right, let's go ahead and see. Let's get another one here. All right, let's get an oracle. Empowerment is on the bottom of the deck, okay? And oop, we've got connection. We are all connected by a universal sea of energy. All that you think and do will have an effect on the world. Reach out and connect with the world around you through love, okay? And connecting right now may be really hard because of these endings and the loss of something very great to you. It may be very hard. The thought of connecting may be very overwhelming at this time, okay? But I also think it may be what you need. And I do see new beginnings in connections for you, okay? And I kind of feel like with this first house and eighth house, maybe you don't always trust people right away, like when you're with them physically, and maybe you avoid physical intimacy sometimes because you're not comfortable, or there's something about the situation that you don't fully trust, okay? And I get it. If you feel that way, I totally get that. Like the Queen of Pentacles needs to feel very comfortable and safe to kind of give herself to someone. Same with the Queen of Cups, like needs to feel like that there's a foundation, a strong, stable foundation there before kind of sharing their body with someone. Now, maybe you didn't really do that in the past. Maybe that wasn't a thing that you cared about, but it's something that you really care about now, or it's something that is really starting to matter to you now, okay? And it's hard to want to go find connection again when we've been so hurt in the past. You know, it can be really hard to look for that connection again that way, and be willing to trust a connection when things in the past have really been painful, you know. And you know, for some people, physical intimacy is very painful, and because they've psychologically and emotionally, because they've had their trust broken in the past, and they've been open to connection in the past, but yeah, but anyway, so these are some issues right now that Spirit is wanting to draw your attention to for deep healing and connection. And with the Queen of Pentacles there, it's okay to take it slow. It's okay to go easy. It's okay to take it real nice and easy and slow, okay? Let's see what else we have here. Ooh, I like this. I like this Dancer in the Wind here. Ooh, I can guide and lead others wisely with love. Yes, yeah, definitely, because you have been to hell and back, I feel like, when it comes to love and connection, that you have seen like the good and bad parts of being connected to someone in that way on such a deep level. And it says, I can guide and lead others wisely and with love. Oh my goodness. Well, that's very mature. Again, with the Queen of Pentacles there. I can guide and lead others wisely and with love. Okay? Unlike maybe some other people, viewer, who have a problem with that or aren't as comfortable with that, I feel that is something that you can do very well. Okay? And let's go ahead and get an animal card for you guys too. Okay? That you can guide and lead others wisely and with love and discernment. Like, you've learned a lot of important lessons through this maturing that you've been going through. And even though it's been overwhelming at times and it's been a total mystery, like, why did they say that? Why did they do that? Why did they act that way, etc.? I feel you have really grown through this process, okay? And, you know, maybe being a little bit more detached and being a little bit more pragmatic isn't a bad thing. All right. Now let's see here, especially when there is like this need to merge and go deeper and you know, to kind of give ourselves to someone that way, there really does have to be a big amount of trust there. And that isn't, you know, sometimes it's just time. That needs time and patience before anything in that area could be rushed. Now let's see here. Let's get an animal card. Let's get an animal card here. Let's get an animal card. You know, I'm getting something about you guys not liking the way that someone touched you in the past. Now, maybe that was somebody that was a little too rough with you, or you just told them, hey, I don't like that, or that's not the way that I like it. And, you know, maybe they were very defensive about it and very drama about it. But I am getting, and I feel like you guys learned such a lesson from that, in the sense that it's like, if I tell someone that I don't like the way that they're touching me, or the way that they're kissing me or whatever, and they don't go, oh gee, I'm so sorry, and then become more tender or kind, like with the King of Cups here, then I'm out the door. You know, you guys learned a valuable lesson from that. I feel, not that it needed to happen in order for you to know that, but I feel like if you talked to someone in the past about that and said, hey, I don't, you know, when you kiss me like that or rub me like that or whatever, I don't like it. It doesn't turn me on. It's not what I want. And, you know, I feel some of you in the past, and this could have been a boyfriend or a girlfriend or somebody from a long time ago that you told this to, and they got really like defensive about it, or, you know, something like that, okay? And there could be something coming up around that you're healing right now, I feel, collective, or that you're understanding on a deeper level, or you're like, no, I understand perfectly what happened there, and I'm never gonna be in that situation again, you know? Like, I kind of feel you guys are on that a little bit. Oh, we have Elephant and forgiveness. And where we can forgive ourselves for abandoning ourselves, for not caring enough about ourselves, okay? And it says here, if you're feeling angry about a past issue, the elephant is asking you to discover the more vulnerable feelings behind that anger. You're being asked to forgive and be gentle with others. Oh boy. Well, and I was just talking about somebody who wasn't very gentle with you. Now, again, I'm not saying you have to forgive that person. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those, you know, apologists for people who can't listen to others and can't, you know what I mean? So I would never tell you, oh, you know, go and tell that person you forgive them like 20 years later or 5 years later or whatever. I would never, you know, the only person is, see, here's the thing. If you felt like in that moment that you abandoned yourself, or you didn't care enough about yourself, or you were too overwhelmed at the time, or you were very unhappy at the time, so it was hard for you to say the right thing, and you're working on getting better at standing up for yourself in the moment and saying the right thing. You know, with the Knight of Swords, sometimes it feels like if we say something or call something out, like, that the other person isn't going to, you know, forgive us, or not forgive us, but the other person isn't going to, like, the other person's gonna take huge offense to it, you know? And truth be told, a normal person is gonna go, oh my God, I'm so sorry you didn't like that. I'll fix that. I will never do that again. Like, you know what I mean? It's a boundary there. And a person who's actually decent is gonna support you in understanding your boundaries and what you want and need, like physically, you know? But if you are feeling pissed about a past issue where you're still angry about it, and maybe even angry, mad at yourself, like, I should have fucking known better, or this person blew, like, I should have known better, or I knew they sucked, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's okay. The elephant spirit is coming through to say, you know, like, you did the best you could at that time in your life, and there could have been so many other factors that were happening at that moment, and to forgive yourself if you feel like there were times in your life where you abandoned yourself or you didn't, trust yourself enough to do the right thing. Okay, so yeah, and new beginnings on the horizon here. So if you are still angry about a past issue, the 8th house is also very vulnerable. It's where we can hide things a lot. The 12th house is like that too, but where we can be very vulnerable about something, about our body, about our appearance, about something that we keep hidden or we've been very vulnerable about because of the way that somebody acted in the past when it came up, and perhaps it's hurting your ability a little bit to connect with people on a deeper level, and that's something you're wanting to work on at this time, okay? In order to find more connection with the right people. Let's see here. Let's get one last card here to close the reading as far as what the collective needs to know. What does the collective need to know, please? Regret. Oh boy. I know that I cannot change the past, okay? And yeah. Yep. And lesson learned, right? Lesson learned, everybody. Like, you're a lot more mature, a lot wiser. You can guide and lead others wisely with love. You're a lot more discerning than an independent as well. And you're much more of a free thinker than you were in the past too, or you're much more like willing to stand up for yourself as well, perhaps maybe than you were in the past. And, and there could be some regrets that you are also thinking about, like with another person as well. Do they have regrets? I know I have some regrets. Do they have some regrets too? I think there's a lot of regrets on both ends. You know what I mean? If there is somebody, and you're like, I can't help it. I miss them. I'm grieving. The 8th house is a house of grief. And it's like, I forgive them and everything, and I miss the connection, but I regret some things in the past, and that's okay. I know that I cannot change the past. I can't change what was said and done in the past, okay? And that's all right. It's all about where we are right now and the consciousness that we're working with right now. And I know that I can't change the past, but I still love myself. What's interesting is that the elephants are known to have amazing memories, and they're extremely emotional, and they have extremely high emotional IQ. And I feel like that's you guys. You guys have a strong emotional IQ, but you're also way more detached in a good way than you were in the past, and you're much more independent and free thinking and less reliant on other people's opinions than maybe you were in the past, okay? So it's okay if you're feeling some of those regrets and you're wondering if someone else is feeling regrets as well. I do feel like there is regrets that are shared in this situation. But I also feel like if you overwhelm yourself with a lot of these past regrets and the pain and the suffering and the sorrow and the grief of it all, there's a time and place for that, for sure. But I also feel like it's a fresh new day for you guys. And it's a new you, and it's a fresh new way of looking at things. And so let's not bring those old regrets or those old feelings of loss and grief and betrayal and abandonment. Let's try not to bring those along with us as we cross the threshold into this new beginning. So that is what I have for you today. I hope that that reading resonated, that collective reading resonated, and do pray for me on the air conditioning issue if you can. I hope it gets better in here. But anyway, take care, everybody. Have a blessed day.